Hello, YouTube. We got TSL replay for you. I know TSL ended a while ago, but I'm doing it now. We're doing it live. Except it's from a replay, but it's live. But you're seeing this on YouTube. I'm TitanOnFire, in the bottom left from TeamLiquid, it is Clem. And the top right, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Hero. Now, the interesting thing about doing the TSL replays, after the fact, is that there has been a decent bit of time, I think about a month or so, since they were played, if not more. And so, when looking at the relative skill level, or when looking at the relative expectations of this match, you do have to kind of consider that. You do have to think about that, and keep that in mind. Is that fact? And so, we're gonna try and shift our minds back. We're gonna take a peek back through time itself as we try and find the form and the expectations of Clem and Hero for TSL 8. And we're gonna go through our little mind palace and find that little noggin. I'm gonna do my own observing. Haha. But if you're thinking about it, when you're looking at Hero versus Clem, Hero, this is something that I say a lot, and this is my hot take for the series, is what I'm gonna give here for this TVP, is I think that Hero's TVP, when this is a big when he is on form, I think Hero's TVP is comparable. He's probably top 5 Protoss in Korea. I think he's behind Trap. He's definitely behind Zoun. Definitely behind Zest. Actually, I don't know. Zest maybe. I don't know. Zest recently? Was how Zest has been performing recently? Maybe. But I think, other than that, I think after all the big names, I think you have Hero. He's definitely not yet. I don't think Hero has yet kind of found his form. I think Hero definitely still has a lot of time until he really kind of finds his stride in Legacy of the Void. But with how well he's been playing and kind of mixing up his strategies and the things he's been experimenting with, I think there's definitely a lot, when you're looking at it, it's very, very promising for him in the future. Now, we are going to be seeing Blink Stalker out of Hero, and I might have to be willfully ignorant, because I was casting, or I did cast, on the, a while back, not too far back though, I did end up casting the Super Series, with Hero, Byun, Ryung, and Biel. And in that series, Hero did 4 to 5 gate Blink Stalker. 2 games. And if I phase those games out of my mind, I think, all right, cool, this is a good way to open a best of 3, especially against a player who you think might be, kind of favored against you, as Clem definitely is. You open Blink Stalker, you apply a little bit of pressure, you're going to be out on the map, and this is, I believe, 4 gate, yeah. And you're going to be, behind that macroing out. And I definitely like that if Hero does that. Light pressure is all you need from Hero right now, because what happened in that Super Series is that Hero, both the games where he went Blink Stalkers, blinked in, got a decent amount of damage. Poked around, had his third base coming, could have blinked out, but then Hero blinked back in and ended up losing everything, and then losing those games. And I just don't want to see that again. I know this game was played before that, but I don't want to see it again. So we'll see. For my sake, I hope that Hero does play this a bit more. Like, you see a lot of Protoss where it's like, all right, I'm going to apply light pressure with the Blink Stalker. I'm going to try and hopefully maybe cancel a stim. Just see what's going on for the Terran. As Widowmine drop going down, immediately snipe onto the first Widowmine. Second one is not going to be able to be stopped. Oh, Hero! That is a massive misstep. brings back the probes way too early, ends up losing 6 probes to that Widowmine drop when it could have just been the single one. Clem's gonna be pretty happy with that. Right now has Stim started up very deep inside the main. This is the best position to start your Stim. Some Terrans, they'll accidentally start their Stim out here with their barracks. Don't do that. Protoss can snipe that. Protoss will blink on in, they will cancel your Stim, and your life is gonna be very, very sad because suddenly instead of, you know, a 6:45 Stim pack timing, you're now looking at 8 minutes as Hero is gonna blink on in, bunker unprotected, but there's a lot here for Clem, and I do not think that was the blink. Clem right now, I mean, he's working on 3 barracks, tank production, so this is kind of the pseudo Maru build, where it's 2 base, it's 3 racks, Stim, combat shields +1, tank push. Hero, though, doing a great job with this blink micro. This is a lot more what you want to see. It's just picking away Marines and Marauders. You're just getting slight damage to these units, not ever committing too far in. This blink up here is a bit risky. There's already a tank in the main. Oh, the combat shields gets denied, but how much do you lose for that? You know, only 4 or so Stalkers. Could have definitely been a lot worse. This tank positioning from Clem was superb for denying that blink up and for protecting pretty much everything that he wanted to protect. And you're seeing a barracks wall gonna come up. 5 racks is gonna be the total with the 3rd base coming up for Clem. Auto turret gets 2 kills in the natural. And Hero has started up his 3rd Immortal in production. Support bay on the way for Colossus as well as the Forge to get that +1. But it looks like for now, Hero is just gonna have to sit back. It's just gonna have to really wait to see when the timing is for Clem, because Stim is done, combat shields and +1 are on the way, but they're not gonna be here for a while, and until you really have those upgrades, these Stalkers are actually still quite efficient at trading. You see there, Hero doesn't lose anything, just blinks back. This is exactly how you should be using this 4-gate blink Stalker, is you want to be picking away at bio. You want to be slowing down the Terran push as much as you can, and now that Clem is pushing out, Hero, he's gonna go back into the main. Now the tank is still here, but I think you can just walk on top of it, and oh, the combat shield is gonna be delayed again. That's big. The first time, you know, it's not the biggest to have that attack delayed or the upgrade denied, but the second time makes so much more of a difference. But here comes the push from Clem. What do you have at home, Hero? There's not a lot. It's the Stalkers, an Immortal, and that is about it. The Colossus has just popped out. That needs to come and support the army. Hero gonna try and juggle back as many of the Stalkers as he can, but the tanks are being so annoying. The 3rd base looks like it is going to be forfeit. I don't know, I think you just blink on top of the tanks. There we go, Stalkers blinking forward. Get the tanks, Colossus can still rain fire, but all the Stalkers are going to fall for the most part. And Clem kills the 3rd. And that's the push. That's the push that a lot of Terrans are doing right now, is the tank push. With a slightly later 3rd base. Quickly up into 5 barracks. It is. I mean, it's about as standard as you can get, and even then, Hero ends up losing quite a lot to it. And I don't think there's much you can do to push this. Look how much bio there is. 17 Marines, 8 Marauders. There's almost a Marauder for every Stalker. That is not a situation you want to be in when your army is mostly Stalkers. Hero is going to try and re-establish his 3rd base, but I just don't think you can. I think in this situation, Clem is so far ahead now. I mean, 50 supply in the lead. That is, I feel like you should just pull the trigger. Go for the all-in. Hero is going to try and macro out of this. And I mean, I've seen Hero fight back from some pretty crazy places. You know, this is definitely a start. Colossus drop. Great way to try and start to get some damage done. But you do have to worry about Vikings that are not gonna be out. Oh my god, Clem catches it. Oh! So, this is gonna be GG. There's only 2 Colossus at home. With +1, but there's only 2. There's not 3. You usually want 3. Yeah, that hurts. Oh my, that hurts, dude. again, it was a good idea from Hero. Hey, you know, I'm going to poke out, Colossus drop, see if I can get some damage done. That's what you need to do. You need to try and be proactive when you're this far behind. But it just does not work out. You lose the Colossus, you lose the Warp Prism. I mean, honestly, Clem could probably just A-move stim this down. The only thing that would really make it hard would be the Sentry Force Fields. And now this Disruptor that is out, that is immediately going to get killed. Shield Battery Overcharge on the Colossus. I mean, Hero's going to try and make it work, but you're down 70 supply. Unfortunately, that does not really scream making it work. As Clem just stims on forward. Sure, he's losing a lot, but I don't think it really matters, excuse me for the hiccups. I was just, you know, kind of choking on how bad this game turned for a Hero. It was a great start, though, honestly. He handled the Blink Stalkers decently well. It's just that, well, wasn't ready for the push. Clem gonna take game number 1. Ouch. One of the funny things that I find sometimes is that, of course, I like to analyze stuff. And when you're solo casting, you kind of need to analyze things because there's only so much you can do with just talking about the game. And, of course, at heart, I'm a play-by-play caster. When I do, you know, whenever I do casting with somebody else, I'm the play-by-play guy. Sure, I'll sometimes talk about game stuff. I'll be nerdy, I'll talk about builds and how they interact, but you know, I'm a play-by-play caster. So sometimes that does make it hard when you are solo casting from replays, especially when it's just kind of straightforward. You know, it's like these are the builds, this is how it goes, and until something's happening, there's not really that much to talk about. And you sometimes run into those games. And that was definitely last game, where it's, alright, it's 4-gate Blink Stalker, you know, Hero's gonna try and blink into the main, see what damage he can get. And then you were really just kind of looking at, alright, well, Clem's doing the push, does the push work? And so towards the end of that game, of course, you know, was kind of one-sided for Clem. You're up 70 supplies the Terran. There's nothing that the Protoss can do to fight back from that position. Interestingly enough, I like this move from Hero. So Hero hides the second pylon. Of course, the second pylon that you build will be built at 21 supply, or around, yeah, 21 supply for the Protoss. And so you're usually going to build that in the main somewhere. Clem looks for that, sees that there's no second pylon in the main. And so what's that going to prompt Clem to do? Well, it's going to prompt him to scout around, because what's going on? Why is there no second pylon? Are you proxying something? And Hero is a player who will proxy. Hero is absolutely a player who will proxy something. But here's the thing, there's no proxy. You immediately see that. I mean, that's a bunker, built and canceled. That's 25 minerals down the drain. Sure, it's not a lot, but it's delayed Clem. You know? Sure, his original plan was, of course, to go for the factory first, but it's going to delay that CC. And that means that, you know, back here, Hero is completely unperturbed in getting up his Stargate before Nexus, getting up his natural base. It's just a little advantage for Hero that he can kind of work with. And so I really like when players do the mind games like that. When they kind of mess around with their opponent saying, all right, why don't I have this thing in my base? And awesomely enough, it's Phoenix from Hero. This is something, again, this is another thing that Hero has been doing a lot, is he actually goes Phoenix openers, and I really like it. He looks really, really good when he goes for Phoenix first openings. I don't know why, but it just works for Hero. He goes Phoenix into Colossus usually. And it's been something where he's been able to make it work wonders, you know, transitioning into the macro game with it. And I also love this. I mean, he's using it like it's a scout. Now, I think Clem should be able to tell that it's not, just from the fact that Hero actually pulled back and that it wasn't killed. I think that was enough damage to kill a hallucination. And so I think Clem should know that this is, in fact, an actual Phoenix. We see a second Cyclone started up immediately into 3 racks. Actually 3 racks before the starport is a little bit strange. Usually you'll see 2 barracks before the starport, but this is 3. So you're going to even have more aggression coming out from Clem, where you're trying to get up very, very early bio upgrades, you know, that very early stim, and you're going to be looking for that push. You're not necessarily going to have the medevac support. And I say it's interesting because usually what Terrans have been doing is the second racks before the starport to just give them a bit more prominence in the early game, as opposed to if you just open a single barracks. Now, look at this vision from Hero. This is actually insane how much vision Hero is getting out on the map. First of all, has those 3 Adepts spread, is going to be beating up a proxy gateway. Oh! This is why I love Hero, man. He does crazy things like this. Who goes Glaive Adepts in TVP? Well, Hero does. Up to this point, everything that Hero has telegraphed is completely standard. It is a natural base. It is Phoenix, assumably Phoenix into Colossus, and he's using these Adepts to make sure that he sees any scout that goes across the map to make sure that Clem is not getting any information. Even if you send Marines across the map, these Adepts will see him. And behind it, he's adding on 5 more gateways. So he's going to be going up to 7 gateways, Glaive Adepts, with a proxy gate, so we can warp in even closer to the base. Now, this will be coming in right about when Stim is done, but again, the starport was delayed for Clem. He's not going to have medevacs out as quickly as you'd like. So, any damage that these Adepts do before medevacs are out is permanent. Any Stim is permanent damage. And here we go. Hero's bringing it across the map. I love this, man. I love it when players do stuff like this, where it's crazy. No one would expect it. Clem does not expect this. Hero's just been poking around with these Phoenix. Now, of course, it's only 4 Phoenix, which is a bit of a, why are there only 4? Because usually you go up to 5 or 7. As the Protoss. Oh, Clem, Hero's baiting him. Oh, Hero baited the move out. I love this. He said, hey, look at me. I got my Phoenix. But that's not all. The Adepts are going in. They don't dive onto the tank, but they're going to try and dive on top of these units that were out in the middle of the map. Workers have been pulled. Hero, how much damage can you get done? The shade into the main is going to be denied, but you can surround the tank. Ooh, doesn't dive on in. 5 workers already go down. More Adepts being warped in. And a 3rd base behind it. Hero. This is about to get so dangerous. Shade is canceled. Phoenix are going to be used to try and dive on into the main and even find SCV damage on top of this. Oh, or snipe the tank could be massive. Oh, the Adepts gonna find their way in now. The shade is complete. The tank is lifted. You suddenly don't have that AoE. So many SCVs are about to go down. As 8 already fall, the Adepts made their way into the main. It wasn't lifted in time. Here we go. Adepts on into the main base. Another tank is lifted up. 10 SCVs have already gone down. Is it enough damage? It might just be, because that 3rd base is finished. Hero is on 7 gateways. He doesn't need to build more. He just needs to macro up. And these Adepts are going to find their way out of the base. 17 workers in total for 15 Adepts. But Hero has a 3rd. Hero has Storm and Charge on the way. Oh, the Adepts almost get in again. There's a tank there to defend. Hero doesn't commit on in. He knows that right now all he has to do is macro back up. You found the damage. These Phoenix continue to find even more SCV kills. And, I mean, Clem's army significantly depleted. Only 1 tank, 21 Marines. At this point, with Stim finished up, you'd want so much more to work with, but you just don't have it. This Hero is still lurking around with the Adepts and the Phoenixes. Storm is almost done. Though Hero is not working with a lot of gas, mind you. Right now, the gas count, it's only 3 geysers actually saturated. So it's just going to be focusing a lot more on the charge lot based army. It is, I mean, it's a ground pound. It is ground pound from Hero right now. 10 gateways. As the High Templar gets sniped, Charge isn't done just yet. This is actually a bit annoying for Hero to deal with. That High Templar is going to be hidden. Charge about to finish up. Stalker's being warped in to help. Phoenix gonna try and catch the medevac, but it should just be able to unload. Clem gonna try and see what he can do now in this game to find his way back into it. Ooh, focus down the Phoenix, very well done. Can save at least 3 Marines. Clem's actually gonna look for a push here. Has a lot of Marines, has the tank. Is not bringing it though for the attack, it's just Widow Mines and the Cyclone. Storm goes down. High Templar for it. Nice bait. Still 2 more High Templar available, though, for Hero. And this is such a squishy army. Ooh, as that Storm gets a lot of value, a lot of damage onto that bio. Another one. Doesn't actually manage to soften up the Widow Mines. Clem can still look for this push. The Widow Mines so far back. Hero, is he able to bait it? Still takes a lot of damage. But the Storm gets value, and I think it's bought enough time for the Warpins to come through. The Archon is warping in. Or is morphing in. Clem just has to get on out. 10 more workers go down. Zealot run by into the natural at the same time. Hero doing such a good job of picking Clem apart. I mean, this gateway is still so useful. And Clem's still on 2 base. Clem's still kind of stuck in this 2 base all in, where he's not gonna be able to take a third. And he needs to try and end the game, but he's lost so many workers. He's lost 29 workers. 29! That's a lot. That is a lot of workers. You can see that in the worker count, 57 to 38. Another drop gonna try and find its way out, but Hero, he is amassing. It's still a large army for Clem. Hero has to be careful. You can't just push on in, but does have the 3 storms available. Drop. Finds its way into the third. Will also go into the natural, but cannons are being more warped in. So it's not these Widow Mines, they're gonna get 1 shot and that's it. Here we go, Hero diving on in. Widow Mine shots don't really get enough. High Templar dropped out. Only 1 storm used before the morph. A bit of a misplay there from Hero, but he might just have enough regardless. The Archons wreaking so much havoc. As more Zealots coming on in. SCV's trying to be pulled. 13 probes did go down to the Widow Mines behind it, but it doesn't matter. GG. Hero gonna tie us up. This is a sneaky probe. This is a very sneaky probe. This probe looks like he's going out for a proxy 21 supply pylon. Or 20 supply. There we go. He indeed is. Hero. He's going for it. It's all or nothing. He's going to become a hero, or he is going to become 0. It's not 0 to hero, it's 0 or hero. That's what this is. Now, everybody, everyone at home, I want you to place your hands together. And I want you to pray to StarCraft 2 gods that this is going to be a Stargate, because I love Hero's proxy Stargate play. It is so fun when he does it. Here we go, 170 supply, or I guess in the bank. There we go. Proxy Stargate, let's get it. This is about to be very, very interesting. Now, luckily for Clem, he has been going the factory before CC every single game, and so that will help him out here, is when you get this factory out beforehand, immediately a tech lab, absolutely what you want. Now, of course, that's not quite enough, because the real response to this build is, of course, you need a second gas. You want to get out Vikings, you want to get out Cyclones. You actually need the extra gas to both get out Cyclones and the Magfield Accelerator upgrade. Because look at this Hero. He is being cheesy, and I can't tell you how many times I have seen Hero in game 3s go for cheese. It's like the Maru syndrome, where he's like, oh, I just won a game? All right, time to cheese. It's almost exactly the same. As the gateway is going to go down, shield batteries are going to go down. Clem, what do you see? There's absolutely nothing. Another shield battery. Is that in range? Oh, it's still not. What? Right at the edge. Clem has no idea. The first Cyclone is going to pop out, though. This is, of course, very nice to already have that Cyclone out. If you can get any hull damage here onto that Void Ray, is absolutely worthwhile. But Clem now knows the cheese. Immediately a bunker going down. That is absolutely the response that you need. A second barracks is being built. I would prefer it if there was a starport. Looks like there was a pause. As Hero trying to see how much damage he can get done with this first Void Ray. As the shield battery is now done, and oh, he's in range of the factory. That is brutal. The fact that these Vikings can actually hit both the bunker and the factory from this location with the shield batteries healing them is really annoying. The bunker is taken down. Really good focus fire with the Magfield Accelerator. SCVs brought to tank and Marines used to bring, I mean, one of the Void Rays low, but still not quite enough. The shield battery energy, though, is running quite dry. Magfield Accelerator on the way. 2 Cyclones still out, but it's now 3 Void Rays available for Hero. And the main thing is just getting this, I mean, just trying to get rid of the shield battery energy. Actually sniping this one would be massive. That's a full energy shield battery that goes down. That's a super big pickoff, but a Phoenix is on the way, interestingly enough. Hero trying to add on a Phoenix here, I mean, to help lift off the Cyclones, break their lock-ons, make them immobile. Can absolutely be a big move here for Hero if he's able to do it. But Clem I mean, he's gonna have Magfield soon. It feels like Clem will have enough to hold on. He's sitting right now only at 2 Cyclones. One of them did go down. The Phoenix falls. Oh, another Cyclone goes down. Clem just pushing a bit too forward. You need to build this Cyclone count up. You just can't let it die off like this. Sure, you need to poke, but you don't need to poke that much until your upgrade is done. Because if you have 3 Cyclones with Magfield, let me tell you, that bursts through a shield battery so quickly. But the factory's still under fire. Clem, 2 Cyclones out. Magfield will be finished in 5 seconds. But now there are now gateway units added on here for Hero. And he's not just committing to the air, he's also adding in Stalkers. Has Adepts to deal with the Marines. This is such a potent proxy. Here we go. Lock on, but there's the pickup. Phoenix does get killed, but the Cyclone goes down, and that's absolutely a trade that you are happy to take as Hero. As the second Cyclone pushes too far forward. Oh, Clem. Just losing so many Cyclones. These little missteps. Now the lock-on's gonna go through. You see how much damage the Cyclone does, but it might not matter. Because once again, the shield batteries are in range enough to focus down the factory. The heals are trying to come through, but the factory is forced to lift off. There's no more Cyclones. Hero has enough to push this. He's just gonna move around the bunker. He doesn't even want to fight it straight up. 3 Void Rays, 2 Phoenix, 4 Adepts in the main. It doesn't matter if you have Marines. It's the liftoff on the Cyclone. The Adepts to clear out these light units. And I think Hero has done it. Clem's gonna try and make one last stand. But the cheesy play from Hero. There we go, the lock on, the lift off to break it. GG, Hero. Gonna take down Clem.